Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we're going to be talking about Sisu. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. Reviews for this movie are very strong. This is a good weekend for quality, let me tell you. It's critic score is at 93%, audience score is at 91%, so that's obviously really good. I don't need to go any further than that. So word of mouth is definitely a non-issue here. So that's obvious pro. Another pro is that this movie, I guess direct competition isn't too bad. I mean, a lot of the April movies are pretty much played out at this point. Same goes for March movies. They're all hella old at this point, or they're either old or they're non-starters. In the case of say like a Renfield or Pope's Exorcist or like The Covenant, movies like those, and not to mention movies like John Wick 4 and Dungeons and Dragons. Those movies are too old. I don't think they're going to do much damage to this because obviously this is the new movie. People gravitate towards the new movie more than the old movies. So yeah, so direct competition right now isn't too bad. So I'd label that as a pro. Another pro I think is oh yeah, it's Thursday previews, which on the surface don't look too great. 585,000 isn't great. I mean, granted, it's not like this is a franchise film or anything with like a pre-established fan base, but although that doesn't look great, you gotta remember this movie isn't opening in a whole lot of theaters, only like 1,000. And keep in mind, like, this is only like a little bit less than Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which opened like 600,000 um, previews. And that included like previews earlier in the week, in addition to like, including its Thursday stuff. This is just Thursday. So the fact that it opened like this is a really, really positive sign. That's a sign that audiences do know this movie exists. Genre fans do know this movie exists and are going to watch this movie, which is great. So, yeah, I would definitely label that as a pro. Stronger than expected Thursday night previews. And another pro is that this movie's been getting a decent amount of ads. Grant, the ads are very, I guess, out of context, or I don't know what's going on. All I see is like Sisu here. Uh, I don't think that's his name. What is his name? I don't know. But our main man here, this guy, he uses like a pickaxe and he like hits like the under a plane. He's like stuck there and just like Sisu, and then it's over. It's like really abrupt. But there have been quite a few ads for this movie. So like, who's distributing this? Lionsgate. Yeah, Lionsgate seems to care. So I say like it's advertising. The fact that they've been pushing this movie a decent amount in the past few weeks. I only heard about this movie when I saw a trailer for it in front of John Wick 4. Because when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, "What in the hell is this?" Because I usually know about most movies' existence before I like watch the trailers, but this threw me off guard completely. And I thought, okay, this looks interesting. So yeah, Lionsgate pushing this movie. Obviously, they're going after the John Wick crowd. It's painfully obvious, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, look at the box office for John Wick 4. That's the biggest in the whole franchise. So obviously, there's a big market there. So yeah, going after that market, just marketing in general being solid. I'd say that's a pro. Now we get to the cons. That low theater count could lower its potential, even though it is doing better than expected. I feel like if it had more theaters, it would have done much better. But it's only like 1,000 theaters, so can only do so much with so few theaters. Although there are exceptions, for like Borat, for example, like opened like 26 million, like 700 something theaters. Granted, that movie was built up like an event. This isn't. So, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, that low theater count, I'm labeling that as a con. But a huge con is there's two big cons. The first is that this is a very weak weekend. Like the last weekend of April is dead. It's very much a dead zone. It's been that way for a long time because everyone usually just stays at home and waits for the next weekend to watch the big Marvel movie. That's been the case for like 20 years. With like very few like exceptions to the rule. The only exceptions were really Fast Five in like 2011 when that came out, and then Infinity War and Endgame in 2018 and 19. Besides those, it's been like the same story. Last weekend of April is hella dead, and then once May starts, things pop off. Things get interesting again, and this weekend will definitely be no exception. So yeah, not to mention next weekend is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I mean the target audience for this and Guardians 3 is a little too similar, and I feel like this movie is going to get hurt way more than most when Guardians 3 comes out. Because obviously Guardians 3 being the big movie it is, it's going to take away like all the screens, it's going to, suck up all the box office dollars. So Sisu has this weekend and this weekend alone to survive. So yeah, dealing with Guardians 3 the next weekend, that's a huge con. That's a detrimental con, definitely. And I think that's really it. So opening weekend with that low theater count, I originally thought like 3 million max. But the Thursday previews tell me a different story. Granted, this movie could be very front loaded because of like the audience, like it's very much a genre flick where the audience shows up like the first day and then they just kind of it trickles out after that. Maybe that'll happen, I don't know. But I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna say $5 to $7 million opening weekend, and it's total 15 million total, I guess. Seems fair, I guess. And that's it for the weekend and for March. No, April. Jesus. April. Yay. It's over. April was such a slog. I had to deal with so many movies, most of which people didn't give a shit about. Like, like, it was literally the Mario show the whole month. That's not even an exaggeration. But yeah, I'm just glad April is over, and now next week we start summer and we start with a bang. Supposedly with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which apparently reviews are pretty good right now. That could always change, but the fact that they're releasing reviews like a week in advance kind of gives me some hope. Usually studios like to do that if they feel like they're very confident in a movie. It seems like Disney is confident in Guardians 3. So we'll see. We'll see if the effects of Phase 4 and Ant-Man 3 will you think will that have a negative effect on Guardians 3? Who knows? Maybe, but we'll see. And there's also Love Again, which no one gives a fuck about. So might as well go over May in general. Like May 5th, May 12th is gonna suck ass for me because I have to cover all these damn movies. I don't know about this Augie and the Clockwork. I don't know what that is, but Fast X, that's the May 19th. One movie. That's so good. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. What's not going to be exciting is May 26th. 5 movies again. So I have 2 weekends in May where I have to cover 5 movies for one weekend. So it's 10 movies total. God. And only like I mean, May 26th, like the only one anyone's gonna want to watch is The Little Mermaid, and even then, I don't think that's gonna be a huge hit. So, uh, May is gonna be a little weird. So, yeah, it's gonna be Well, it might be interesting to talk about, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, next weekend, Guardians 3, Love Again. Stay tuned for those. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. So you want to watch any of the past videos I made this year or the past few years, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. Sisu I never covered because I literally didn't know the movie existed till like a month ago. It just appeared, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I made 187 cancel episodes up to this point. The most recent one I've made is my Mission Impossible 7 and the creator. So if you want to watch that or any other cancel episodes I've done on the channel, you can go right ahead. If you want to watch them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go ahead. And there's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. April recap will come out the second week of May after Guardians 3 releases, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.